And another team too that lost is the New York Giants. I feel like the Giants are kind of in the Jaguars boat where they lost, but it seemed like they improved as a team because they won a playoff game. What do you think the Giants will do with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley? It seems like they're probably going to franchise tag Jones and give Barkley the deal, or vice versa. But what do you think what the Giants do with Jones and Barkley?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're right. They are like Jacksonville because they did surpass expectations. This is still a young team, but unlike Jacksonville, you're right. They have a lot of holes to fill because they have so many key free agents. So those two, I think, are huge. And Daniel Jones is too good. You can't move off him after the way he played against the Vikings. This was his prove-it year, and he did prove it. So you have to give him that deal. I think they will give him the money. And if anything, you're going to franchise tag Barkley. I don't think you can give him the deal just because, Daniel Jones did all of this success and carried this team to, not just the first round of the playoffs. They won a playoff game, which is huge. We don't see this team do that a lot, at least in recent years. So I think they have to make him a priority over Barkley, which might be, debatable. But I think a quarterback is such a more valuable position than running back, even if Saquon's more talented. He's dealt with injury issues. And I think this O-line is good enough where you can honestly replace him and bring in, a younger guy and get similar results, especially because I think they need to build up this receiving core. Daniel Jones's wide receiver one was basically Darius Slayton and then Isaiah Hodgins behind him in the playoffs. That should never happen. This team is, still a lot of work to do, but I think they should give Daniel Jones the money. I think they will give him the money. And then what they do with Barkley, I think, franchise tag makes sense, but I don't think they can afford to pay him a big long-term deal like he's probably seeking.
And what do you think the Giants would give Daniel Jones? Because I feel like giving him $200 million guaranteed might be a bit excessive, but I feel like he's going to say, we won a playoff game, he improved. And I feel like the quarterback money is just going up and up and up, and it seems like the next person is going to get the biggest deal. Where do you think the Giants will go with Daniel Jones in contract-wise?
Yeah, especially because of their hesitancy early on in this year. I don't think they're going to give him like a 4 or 5 year deal. I think this was Brian Daboll coming in, kind of showing the Brian Daboll effect and improving the quarterback. That's not to say Daniel Jones doesn't deserve a contract extension. I'm thinking more like a 3-year deal makes sense. And yeah, $200 million guaranteed would be crazy, but it's tough to say because he's not around, that Kyler Murray or Dak Prescott range or anything like that. I think, a little bit under that would make a lot of sense. For like three or so years would be ideal, and I think that's what they're going to give him.
Do you think like a 3-year, $90 million deal would be what they would give him, or do you think that'd be a little too low and he would just become a free agent after that?
It's tough because a guy like Daniel Jones, it's similar because he hasn't really proved himself for a while now. He's still young. I think $90 million would honestly be a bit too high. I think this is a situation where he's found himself with a good head coach. It seems like an offense and defense that is really on the rise, the young team. I think he'd take like 3 years or $25 million a year would be probably the right deal, but I might be off on that.
Well, you mentioned that deal, and I feel like if Baker Mayfield would have taken that offer from the Browns, he'd still be the quarterback for the Browns. Yeah.